So once you're ready to go, I don't know whose box this is, but I'm going to move it because I'm going to.
Jamie, move something for you.
Pardon?
Can I move something for you?
No, I just was going to move that box because I know myself well. I almost fell over standing still in the clinic. Yeah, so anything can happen. Just saying. All right.
Well, she doesn't want to break a leg.
Yeah, I've already been through the whole program. So keep this upside down till you're ready to go while you're mixing your material. I'm trying to think if I've forgotten something. Oh, we need a tile. Now, this has been in here, and it was sprayed, so really, if we've done our job here, we don't have an infection control issue, do we? I put these gloves on to protect myself from the gypsum material. It's not an infection control issue. So as long as you have done your job properly, then you don't have an infection control issue. Make sure that you've got a tile for each impression you're going to do. There's a plastic one in there, there's a bunch of ceramic ones. They all work. Doesn't matter. And I cleaned this yesterday. This thing was covered in gook. Please make sure when you put the tiles away that you haven't left it covered in gook, okay? Clean them up. They're not that hard to do. Okay, we ready to go? So what's the most important thing I'm going to consider once I get going with this? To start, you know, in terms of filling the teeth and getting a good impression or a good model. We don't want air bubbles. So how do I prevent them? One tooth at a time. Start from the back. Fill them slowly. Let it run like a river. A little lava flow. You're going to get your own little lava flow going. All right. Look at how wet this is. Now it's still kind of lumpy. And remember how we kind of always, I would have you mix and then vibrate and mix and then vibrate about 3 times. Usually does it. You have plenty of working time with this material, so you don't have to be in nearly the hurry that you were with your alginate. You want it nice and smooth, free of clumps and lumps and bumps. See how it looks like runny whipped cream, doesn't it? I mean, really, remember, that's a lot different than what you guys are used to from last year. So don't let it freak you out. This is the way it's supposed to look. It does mean that you're going to have to wait for it to get to that thicker stage so you can turn your model over on top of it. Because clearly you can see if you turned a model over on top of this, you would have nothing. All right? Okay, so I usually recommend if you're, get the bowl on your dominant side, and then for maxillary, start it in the palate. Don't keep it on the vibrator constantly because you can end up vibrating air into it. And if you need to see, get where you can. You should be able to watch those little teeth fill from the bottom up. If you want, add it here, but you still want to make sure that you watch them fill from the bottom up all the way around. Now once I get to this point, I can take a little more material, larger increments. And if you over vibrate this, it'll flow everywhere. I mean, really, literally, just touch it. Once
Did you say that?
pardon me?
How long does that take to set?
It's like a 14-minute working time. Yeah. Yeah, so you've got plenty of time. Remember how we could kind of peanut butter up the surface of those ones last year with that? This is a little tougher because it's just runnier. All right, so just let it set. It may run off of there. Now, what am I going to do with that? I'm going to add that in there, and we're going to thicken it up a little bit. So since we've already filled the teeth, we can take some of the thicker mixture and add it to the top if we want to, okay? If we feel like we need more material there. This is just kind of an eyeball it. Add a little bit, stir it up. Don't just add it all in because we don't really know how much it's going to take. And you don't really have to worry about vibrating this so much either. Just stir it up. I like to turn that vibrator off because if this is on and I've set this here, what's going to happen? It's going to slump right out of there. So, yeah, turn it off. Now, you can't get this to as thick a consistency as that stone we used last year. You wouldn't even want to. But what I'm trying to do is get it thickened up a little bit. This is going to speed the set time. Maybe can add just a tad more. Again, just add a little at a time, stir it in, see where you're at, use your best judgment. If you fail getting it the first time, you've got plenty of time, measure out some more plaster, and do it again. Okay, it's not the end of the world.
The care in doing this right, guys, you said it's not the end of the world to do it again, is because as soon as you just go ahead and run it, do it real fast and let that cow patty get too fast on their setup, with the compression on it, it just all runs out and you have to rebase their whole model and start all over again.
Yeah, it's no.
You'll fail your model and you have to refine the recipe to take the compression on. So this model pouring business is real critical.
Now, that would not have set up like that without the addition of that extra stuff. It would have eventually, but you're just saving yourself some time. And it's going to speed the set of this. This is going to set faster than what's in the tray, but that's okay. That won't hurt
Look how
anything.
fat her little patty, it's tiny and thick. Her little patty on her little...
Yeah, you want to start with it
already
tall.
fat.
Now, if I was using Yellowstone, I would turn this tray over just to see how well I was doing, but I don't want to turn this over because it's not going to stay in the tray. So, I'm just going to peanut butter a little bit on there, and we're going to sit and wait. You guys all remember doing this. Also, don't bury your tray. Do you see how I've got stone over the edge of this tray? If you turn that over and you bury this tray, you'll be digging it out for days. Don't bury your tray. So this is where we should, I don't know. What's your plans at Christmas? We're pretty close there. But I don't want to put it on. It would be terrible if I did this demonstration and ended up with a pancake base after all, wouldn't it? That would look really bad. Really bad.
It's just real life.
Pardon?
It's just real life. Sometimes it happens in the best
Sometimes it
of
does.
us.
Oh, it does. It does. And so, you know, worst case scenario, you
Just
just
do it again.
do it again.
Seriously. So,
Do it again.
no worries, Mrs. Brown.
Okay, so don't push it down. Just kind of, you know, wiggle it gently. And then, like I said, you want, back here, you want to have some base sticking out. So don't take this and go mashing it up the back side. That doesn't help you later. If there's a space there, just tuck in like this and connect it like so without mashing up the whole back of the model. And then make sure that you're not burying your tray. You should be able to see all the edges of the tray all the way around. And I'm parallel here. You see that?
Yeah.
This is all you got to do. Don't go crazy with it. Set it there. Make sure you got base all the way around, nice and tall. You're done. Okay?